Hello, everyone. Let's make sure this gets out to the algorithms. I am just checking a few things here. I'm waiting for the notification to go out. It takes just a moment, but welcome to all that are here or that will be attending tonight or just watching the replay. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. This is a special evening event for subscribers. Kimberly, hello. How is my sound? Is that coming through okay for you? I think it is. Just had a check there. Anshuman, hello, welcome back. I'm so glad you are here. Welcome, settle in. Nancy G, yes, Anshuman, Nancy G, Jennifer, if you have questions, drop them in the chat. One question or theme per person. Sorry about that echo. There we go. Yeah, drop your question in the chat. We're going to get going. Tonight is about free personal mini readings for you. So if you're here and you have a theme or a question, please drop it in the chat. Anshuman's getting us started. Thank you so much. Okay, Anshuman asks, what is coming in my connection with Zoya, your girlfriend? I hope I said that right, Zoya. That's a very interesting name. I love it. Good evening, everyone. I got Ann Schumann here and then Jennifer Morales. Okay, Ann Schumann, what is coming in your connection with Zoya? All right, and I'm also going to get an oracle card here from the Sacred Geometry of Activations Oracle. As everyone is joining in, make yourself at home, get comfortable. Go ahead and drop your question or your theme in the chat. Ooh, Anshuman, this honestly, this is looking quite powerful, Anshuman, and quite good for you and Zoya, honestly. There is some sort of cycle here, maybe closing off. We got the 21 card, the world. This is an ending, but also a portal into new beginnings. So perhaps the relationship is evolving, and what I'm feeling is an opening into a greater expansion of love, greater expansion of knowing and understanding one another, okay? Understanding your differences, understanding each other's boundaries, and along with that is coming some level of respect, okay? Some level of respect. And also, look at this. We got the Temperance card. These are huge energies, both major arcana cards on Schumann. The Temperance card is a Sagittarius energy. So we've got some goals, maybe some new goals that the two of you will be experimenting with or setting together, or maybe setting your sights on a common path between the two of you. It can also represent an energy of patience, the ability to be steadfast with one another while respecting one another's differences or different parts of the journey. So in this way, I'm feeling each of you opening up into your own individual goals and parts of your journey, but also sharing this together. And there may be some sort of newfound respect. You also got number 39 here, romantic love. The frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience and reflection of a conscious lover. So on Schumann, honestly, it's looking quite nice for you and Zoya. There are some big things happening for the two of you, and I just love seeing this. I hope you find this upcoming year together to be one of deepening and new excitement in your journey. But all the signs here are very positive, even if you're moving through challenges. So do keep that in mind. Even if you're moving through challenges, you can still have a very positive experience together. And those cycles that you're going through point to that. Okay, we're going to clear it out. We're going to Jennifer next. What are Carlos's current feelings for me? And you're also in no contact, I see here. And then up after Jennifer, I've got Nancy G, Courtney. You're welcome, on Schumann. Thank you so much for showing up here. Beatrice is here. Hello, hello. I'm so glad you're here too. Yay. You can go ahead and drop your question in the chat. All right. All right, all right, all right. Let's see. Jennifer, Carlos and Jennifer. We're going to go to the Sacred Traveler Oracle for your Oracle card here. Okay, so Carlos and Jennifer, you're in no contact, but Jennifer, you'd like to know where Carlos stands in his feelings for you. Okay, so to me, looking at Carlos's energy, some things are moving slow, but they're moving. Okay. It feels to me like Carlos is attempting or doing his best job that he can to lay down a path that will be more stable for him moving forward, that would be more steady. I feel that in his energy, something that is up for him to let go is kind of a shakiness and instability. And so he has set out on this journey to attempt to bring stability to his life. This card makes me feel like he kind of wants to be by himself to figure out a few things, but he is moving. He's just slow moving through these energies, okay? Um, as far as his feelings for you, you're definitely on his mind and in his heart. He's just a little bit jumbled right now, maybe kind of straddling between two worlds, one of the past and maybe instability and rockiness and possibly some anxiety. I get a very wobbly kind of energy for him. And so you can see, like in the frame of the card here, the lower part of the card is come out and it's at the top like a movie film that's running, and he's in the middle of something. And so his, with the legs being cut off like that, his movement for you at this particular time or toward you is probably not going to show up in the reality field. But there are feelings here. His heart is open to you. I see that here. But perhaps because he's so focused on stabilizing energies, which if he can accomplish that is going to be a really good thing, that is when he can then progress from the Page of Cups into the Knight of Cups. And that would be when he would be ready. When he can line up to these two knights here, he can then be in a place where he makes a romantic gesture or reaches out to you, possibly. You've got the voyage of the heart here. Love flows through you and to you, okay? And this is something I feel like this card, Jennifer, is for you. This is for you, reminding you that you are, and what's the word? You have permission to, and you have a universal invitation to open up to the love inside of you. And whether you're in contact with Carlos or not, love flows through you. And you will, as you allow that love to flow and you keep that beautiful energy. I'm seeing like the donut shaped toroidal flow. The toroidal, that word gets me. But it's like an energy that comes from the heart and goes up and around and back in through the bottom. And you work on getting this love energy flowing, okay? That will keep you in the receptive mode so you don't shut off, not only to Carlos, but to other loving opportunities that might come into your life from different perspectives. All right, Jennifer, thank you so much for dropping by and asking your question. We are going to move right along because the chat is hopping here. So we've got Nancy G. Courtney here up next. Nancy G, you're welcome, Jennifer. Nancy G, hi, can you tell me if Scorpio will take action in contacting me? If so, what time frame? Thank you. Okay, so curious on the time frame. Time can be a little interesting, especially right now. We have a lot of timelines doing some very interesting things, but I will do my best to look into these energies, and they are big. We're going to go back to the Sacred Geometry of Activations Oracle for you here, Nancy. Yes, isn't the Light Seers Tarot such a beautiful deck? That's what I'm using tonight here, this one. Love it. It's a tried and true, tried and true. Okay. You know, Nancy, honestly, the energies are pointing in the direction of this Scorpio taking some sort of action toward you. Uh, the time frame, honestly, within 3 to 6 months. And the reason why, if that's not fast enough for you, I want to say there's something worth waiting for here. So if your body's like, why is it going to take so long? There's something within the next 3 to 6 months that's important here and will result in the kind of movement toward you that you might be looking for. Okay. And we've got the Emperor energy coming up here. This is masculine energy. So whether this person is male or female, the masculine energy is coming through. That is an energy of action. The Emperor is also very, very forward moving action. And it's a strong energy of action. So to me, this feels like it's pretty well set. Okay. This is also Aries energy. So Aries energy could be affecting the partnership or be significant in that in some way. You see, he's holding a chess piece as well. So there's a bit of a strategy in this Scorpio's mind for how to take action and possibly even a desire to make it magical with the magician showing up here. I do see alchemy here, which I really like to see when you're asking about someone taking action toward you, because to me, this means that they're open to the cycle of healing, and combined with the Emperor card right here, which is very determined, actionable energy. This feels like it's inevitable to me, but because you asked about the time frame, I really feel that there's something more important going on in this alchemical energy for your Scorpio. All right, they might be going deep into themselves to kind of pull up their confidence, pull up their strength, maybe vet out a little bit of their shadows there. But I can tell you this, the timing in the next 3 to 6 months as we look ahead, it reveals prosperity. And I really love that for you. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being, allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our mind, body, heart, and soul sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches the universe provides. So, this partnership and this action and the magic that your Scorpio wishes to bring to this, also a depth, is very prosperous. It's a very abundant feeling. So, as you're sitting here waiting, right? Maybe waiting, Nancy, on Scorpio here, and your job is to be in and celebrate your own abundant energies, gratitude, abundance, appreciation, prosperity. Okay, coming in for you, coming in for Scorpio, and then manifesting itself, magically manifesting itself through the dynamics of the relationship. All right, it's looking pretty so far. It's looking like some things are, we've had a lot of heavy energies this year. We are coming up on eclipses too, but it looks like some people are starting to move in these relationship issues here. Courtney is up next. Hello, Courtney. Love you. You feel in alignment and moving in the right direction. What guidance do my spirit guides have for my next steps? Okay, so Courtney's spirit guides here. And I've got Courtney, then Kimberly, and then Beatrice. Yay! Okay, Courtney. All right, and we're going to go to the Sacred Traveler Oracle for your third card here. I'm doing 2 tarot cards and an oracle card for everyone. Okay, Courtney. So your spirit guides would like you to know that they are really enjoying seeing you in your joy with this 6 of Wands energy here. This is your fire. This is your passion. This is you opening up to it. 6 is a number of success and high potential as well. You can see in this card, she is on the stage. Spotlights are on her. There's a wand by her side. There's a wreath of victory here. And harder to tell is in the background, there are all these hands coming up and like celebrating and saying, yay, to the character in this card. So, first of all, first and foremost, Courtney, you're being celebrated for these decisions that you have made. And there's a sense of, we are so excited for you. We're so happy for you. This is in alignment. This is your direction and you got this. Enjoy the success that's going to come in from these energies, okay? And then on the other side of the energy, that this would be more of where they are, I believe, looking out for you in the sense of encouraging you not to get too much up in your mental space with things with the 10 of Swords. This can represent maybe a stressful energy or a feeling of burnout. So there's also a little bit of a sense here of, okay, you're shifting gears and you're shifting gears so your body doesn't burn out, right? With what you had going versus what you're moving into. But also we don't want the mental fatigue and burnout. And so in this way, what I'm sensing from them is a minor what do I want to say? A minor cycle. Okay, it doesn't feel like, it's not a major arcana card, but a minor cycle of transformation. And I think it's because of the work you've already done to reset your nervous system and have so much focus on the nervous system for yourself. Now it will be just that mental aspect. So the physical honestly feels quite fine. It's the mental aspects that's coming in next. And you also got finding sanctuary, opening to your unique spiritual source. And we've got a beautiful castle arising out of the clouds and in the mountains. So making sure that in this new design, this new strategy, the tactics that you're taking, that you hold plenty of space for your own spirit and really connecting in with what you feel is your higher power, your creator energy, connecting to the natural prime creator of the universe, and really opening up to that. It feels like a spiritual metamorphosis, is what I want to say here. And your guides are saying we really want you to feel relaxed in this energy. So it can be an energy that is very connected, very strong at times, but opening to that and finding sanctuary, safety, and a knowing in that particular place. So this is a personal place for you. You may begin to have this bubble up out of the subconscious, like through your dreams, visions coming in for you having to do with this. So one of your totems will be a castle, or, what do they call those? These little windy things that go up. Somebody help me on the words. I wanted to say it's not a pyre, is it? There's something in my mind that I'm thinking of. Like if you look at the castle and you have the towers, it's like a tower. I don't know. Is there spire? Maybe, yes, spire. Thank you, Kimberly. Spire. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Kimberly. Beatrice. Okay. I got you. Kimberly's up next. Mariana's here. Hi, Mariana's up after that. Whoa, cards are flipping, cards are flopping. Hold the phone here. Hold the phone. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, I think I'm going to shuffle again. Let me clear here. Kimberly. Is that a question? Yes. A message that your ancestors have for the healing you're processing in your ancestral line right now. The messages that Kimberly's ancestors have for the healing she is processing in her ancestral line. Ooh, okay, okay. Ooh, this energy is on point. This energy is connected. We're going to go to the Sacred Geometry of Activations Oracle for you. Benita's here. Hello, Benita. Oh, okay, Kimberly. Okay, the reason I say this question, this energy is on point for you right now is that your ancestors are showing me, first and foremost, the King of Swords. The mental clarity and peace of mind that you have gained from this particular healing process that you're going through right now is on point. It's sharp. I will even say that it may have felt like before there was some brain fog or mental fog. That is looking like it is cleared. I want you to look for birds. We got the owl, we got the crow, the raven, the bat, feathers. These are your totems right now, reminding you as you come across them, as you notice them in your day-to-day life, reminding you that yes, you are on point with this healing. I feel like if you don't feel quite complete with this healing cycle yet, you are very close to that. And the tools that you have chosen to utilize to help you with this are master level tools with this king here. So it's looking like really, really good work there. And it also feels very empowered, very strong and empowered. Now, you did get a major arcana energy here of the star. This is Aquarius energy. So you could look for that. I think you and I share an Aquarius rising. So this may be in your rising energies here. You are very, very connected to the gold that is going to be landing in you from this healing process. So like you see here, she has the star. She's kind of like wrangled the star, and the star she's pulling into her heart space. Okay. So this is how people are going to see you now is going to be different. You may have some relationships transforming because of that. There's a version of Kimberly that has now been, we'll say, retired, okay, and integrated. And a new Kimberly is showing up here, and she's drawing this power that is a result of actually walking this particular path of healing into her heart so that she can ground it here on earth. And you got the number 24 card, Earth. The frequency of the earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. Also, a side effect here of connecting with this star energy. And what's very interesting here is I definitely sense a more shamanic feel here where you are literally going to be embodying heaven on earth. And somebody just kicked on their weed eater, and I'm going to have to shut the window. One moment. I am so happy that we can open our windows now because it was too hot here to do that. But also I have to deal with sounds. And I don't mind the nature sounds at all. We got a lot of cicadas, but we love the earthly sounds, but the motorized vehicles and the chainsaws and the lawnmowers and stuff, no. So Kimberly, enjoy this beautiful earth element as you alchemize and shamanically graduate into this new version of yourself. Fabulous, fabulous. Love it. Okay, Beatrice is up next. So Beatrice, I had the pleasure of meeting in person at our Digital CEO BBD Live event this last December. So I am so glad you're here. I'm just tickled and so happy that you came on to ask a question. Okay, so you said you're laid off early August, remote interviewing for the same role. I got an offer in office, low pay, and in the interview process, you're in the interview process with the remote company. You would love to stay remote, but afraid to take the very first offer. Okay, yeah. Yep. Let's go to the Sacred Traveler Oracle for you here. And you said you're seeking clarity because you don't want to lose the cow and the milk. What do I do with this offer that doesn't quite excite me, but it's an offer versus still being interviewed? Whew. This is really interesting here. And there may be another question in this for you, another question in these energies here. First of all, it's very clear that you are on a new beginning and you got the Ace of Pentacles here. This is the suit that is about finances, money, the practical world, getting the job. Okay, so you're here, you're at the beginning of it. And what is really striking me about the pinnacle that is being held in the hands is the roots that are growing down. I definitely feel you should not take anything where you feel like you cannot be rooted. Okay. And so this would be where you really want to put your roots down. So taking an offer just because it's the first one, but it doesn't excite you, but it's an offer, might kind of tiptoe into that realm of fear. And I'm afraid that this pinnacle isn't going to come through for me in the way that I truly desire. So I might take something that doesn't excite me. And the energy to me kind of falls a little bit flat because I had the pleasure of meeting you. I sat next to you. You are a big, beautiful, bold energy that really deserves to be anchored in a place where you can root and then blossom from there. All right. Now, we have the Nine of Wands here too coming up. And the Nine of Wands, a little bit of it's a fire energy. So it's active, but it's a little bit like it comes along with a little bit of resistance or a little bit of defense. Like she's right behind the fence. You may feel like you're on the fence with this, right? But look how she's holding on to that wand, and she's holding on very close to like the fire, the torch part of the wand. Your inner being, your greater being, the deeper aspects of you, right, are connected to the light, the fire. All right. And if it doesn't light you up, you want to be careful not to put your roots down. So if, like I said, when I was tuning into the energy, I know you don't want loss here. I know you don't want to end up with no job here. But at the same time, if it does not light you up, if you can't grasp that fire within as a match for where you put your roots, then it's a no. And we want to be careful in these energies not to let the subconscious fears creep in and maybe have us take something that isn't going to fire us up. Now, if we happen to do that, like let's say you take on a wand here, um, instead of letting some of these energies transform in the actual torch, the fire part, the Ten of Wands is up next, and it feels the Ten of Wands is a card of burden. You don't want to burden yourself with something that doesn't excite you. Your soul is too lit up for that. It's too much ready to go, okay, into something that you can actually get excited about and blossom in. um, Maybe getting more of a message than you wanted here, but you have a lot of power in your healing abilities. You got the Mystic Healer card. I very rarely pull this card out of this deck, and it says healing energy flows through you. And I'll kind of hold it up here because it's a beautiful card. Healing energy flows through you. And I feel like your ability to be in an environment where your healing energy is appreciated. Okay, maybe it may not be the kind of job that's directly related to exactly what you want to do, but people there appreciate and they're kind of in awe of like what you bring to the table, that they realize there's more to you than meets the eye. Okay. So the energy that I get in, and I think the answer that you're seeking is, do I take an offer because it's an offer? To me, I'm feeling that energy falls flat and then ends up feeling like a burden to you. Whereas if you're interviewing with another company, it's offering something remote. You just tell the universe this or something better, this or something better. And it's a place where you can anchor your healing energies and have this ignite through you. These are tough. I mean, how many times a lot of us here can probably say, and I've taken jobs because that's what it was offered. That was the only thing offered. And I've been in that place because I wanted to put money in the bank, you know? But we've got to really, and I feel it in my gut too. I feel it right in that solar plexus area. We've got to recognize that we're the creators of our reality here. So Beatrice, in whatever way that you recognize your creative manifestation powers, really go into that. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it seems scary, even if you're like scraping, right? Because you're a creator and you've already decided to be a creator. So to be in your creative energies means to really commit to what fires you up. All right. Whew. All right. Big energies, but I'm so glad you came on to ask. And I wish you like all the beautiful abundance in that situation. Whew. Okay. Root where it lights you up. Yes. You got it. Benita's up next. Who have I missed here that's come in? Phantom Punk, Chris L. Hello, Girl Gone's here. Hello, hello. Okay, y'all, we're rolling. We're rolling. Benita's up next. Hi, with the orange heart. Like 11. Does Sean's family suspect that he likes or has a crush on me, your family, friends? Okay, so does his family know? Does his family know that he has the crush on you? Let's get the, I'm going to go back to the Sacred Traveler here for you as well. Does Sean's family know that he has a crush on Benita? Because I think we decided last time that he has the crush, but does his family know? I'm going to say Benita, they are not fully aware yet. Now, there may be one character in his family who is more sensitive. I've got a Hierophant here. This is somebody who's going to be spiritually and energetically aware. This is somebody who maybe has more of a background or knowledge of energy, meditation. There is one person who is on to this, and I feel like they're on board with that as well. They would be on board. Like they'd be really, look at how joyful this is. They'd be really, really, really happy for the two of you to be together. Okay. but they also recognize it's your journey. And so I don't think this person is saying anything, but I think they know. And I think this is the kind of person that down the road would be like, oh, I knew it. I knew it all along, right? That's the kind of energy they give me. The rest of the family, though, I don't think they know. The Seven of Swords here. I think it might catch them a little bit by surprise. This is an energy that's more hidden. This is an energy that's not as outright. Now, it doesn't mean that Sean isn't like showing up or giving them any clues. I just think they may be so close to the situation that they're blinded to it, right? Sometimes the closer we are to things, the harder it is to see. And it kind of feels like that with the rest of his family. I don't think they're going to get it till he comes out and says something like, it's got to be allowed, like, hey, this is how I feel. This is where I'm going with it. So, yeah, the rest of the family kind of like, wow, where'd this come from? Whereas the one, and I think you're saying maybe it's his mom, very aware, very much like, oh, yes, and again, the energy behind that feels very happy, like very happy and very supportive of the connection. But the rest of them might feel a little surprised, or there may be some like, how you have the inner circle of the family, there may be some outer circle friends that, have no clue what's going on. But sometimes it's better that some people don't know until they know, because they don't really need to know until they know. So yeah, everyone else besides the one character is fogged in. And I think as far as you and Sean, it'd be the two of you connecting and the feelings coming forth. Um, you don't got to tell everybody at once. Maybe his mom knows, and maybe that's like, okay, she knows, we know, we're going to take our time. We're going to go slow and take our time with this. We're steering the ship, not everybody else. And it could be because maybe this is Sean's way of maybe protecting the connection, in the sense that some people can, really be, shouting out their opinion when it's not been like an unsolicited advice and opinions on things. And so there may be some people around that Sean's just careful to, be a bit more courteous and respectful of the connection by not sharing to a lot of the family about it. But definitely that one person seems very happy and supportive, and that's good. That's a good foundation to have. Yeah, a lot of gossip. Yeah, that's what that Seven of Swords is. It's gossip. But they don't need to know till they know. All right, we've got Phantom Punk 007. Yes. You would like a reading on if you'll receive some money and some abundance coming in soon. Okay, but you're saying specifically money, so I'm tuning into that. Will Phantom Punk 007, 007 be receiving some money soon? And then I've got Chris L after that, and then I've got Girl Gone. All right. Will you be receiving some money? We're going to go to the Sacred Geometry of Activations Oracle. Whoa, 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 whoa. Too many cards, universe. Phantom Punk 007. Will I receive some money soon? Okay. It's sometimes hard for me to even understand what the definition of soon means for myself, but let's say soon means the next few weeks, right? Or something like that. There is something still up in the air having to do with you receiving money. We've got the Two of Pentacles. Something has not settled yet. Something feels up in the air. However, the Two of Pentacles is a minor arcana card, so this is a shorter term energy. I'm kind of getting like something will come through. Give it like 30 days, end of September, okay? Give it a month here. Virgo season, right? Give it Virgo season here. Something is coming into balance here. I feel like it's not quite there yet, but I feel that Phantom Punk, you would want it to be in place because that's where you'll get more than maybe you expected to get. Okay. So you may also have a concept of how much money you're thinking you want to receive. Will it come in? Yes, but give it a month and it'll come in more than you expected for some reason here. Now, you got the 7 of Wands here, Phantom Punk. So I'm going to just say with this what I feel, okay? Because there's money, right? That's like alchemically designed, and it's that open cycle of give and receive, okay? And then there's money that's like lottery money, okay? There's a lot of energy in money like lottery money, like play the lotto money, okay? And you know how there's people out there and they win the lottery and it destroys their life, okay? So there's a vibration in the money and the source that it comes from here. And with the 7 of Wands, I feel like you want to be aware of where the money's coming from. So let's say for some reason in 30 days you play the lottery and you win. Okay. You've got to energetically, if you win money from the lottery, you've got to wash the money. Okay. You know how they talk about washing money when they're doing something bad? We got to wash the money of the fear energies and the lack energies that might come through that money. Now, if this is like some sort of legal payout, that might be another thing where you want to kind of wash the money. Okay. So you can wash the money in a couple of ways. You want to get really clear on how you're going to invest in yourself, first of all, with the money, right? Because we want your needs to be covered, not your, desires and your wildest dreams and everything. First and foremost, your needs. And you can ground that money in your basic needs and investing in yourself. Now that could mean, something to do with healthcare or self-care or something like that. So you can wash it that way, right? But also there may be something to do with how you appropriate that money to someone around you. It seems like you're understanding what I'm saying. So let me say, I don't know if you have a dependent or not, but if there's someone you owe money to or someone that's dependent on you, you want to try to align with the highest vibrational energy of how this will help that person in their life evolve. Okay. But also remember, we're making sure your needs are cared for first. And I feel like we're in Virgo season now. And for you to really spend some time on, okay, what are my needs and how can I invest in those needs in the healthiest of ways? Okay. And I also get the sense of like, don't let anybody try to rush you into deciding something if possible, uh, to do with the money. Once you receive the money, don't let somebody rush you in or coax you into something. I don't know. You might have somebody come along, try to like get to you that way. Now, what you're undergoing right now, and this is a very good sign, is alchemy. Now, the alchemy card here is number 8, and number 8 is the energy of abundance, which is a positive sign that the money's coming in for you. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and the remembrance of magic that we all hold inside. The magic of us knowing how to utilize money as a tool, right? As an energy. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform miracles of transmutation. And I feel like that's what you're going through with your finances. This is bigger than money just coming in for you. Like, when am I going to get this? This is an alchemical process for you where you are rewiring how you invest in yourself. The decisions you make are going to clear the energies or clear any, let's say if there were any misaligned energies having to do around money, or you've been someone who's been stuck where you get money and then it's gone, you get it, then it's gone, and you can never settle in a foundation of abundance. That's changing for you. That's changing for you. So there's some bigger energies on the horizon, and you're going to be alchemizing this much differently than you have before. A lot of you, I feel like tonight, I have felt several of you where you're crossing thresholds of a cycle that's closing out and into the new. I think it came up in, the very first reading with the world card, right? For several of you, that's what it feels like. And I think for a while you've been trapped in or feeling trapped. Maybe you weren't really trapped, but you were feeling trapped in the ending. But it was really just working itself out and letting all the dust settle. But we want to make sure when we're closing out a cycle that if there are lessons and mistakes that we recognize those, integrate and learn from those so we don't repeat the cycle there. All right, Phantom Punk, thank you so much for coming on and asking your question tonight. Chris L. Ooh, I'm curious, Chris L. Will I be successful as a newly qualified body psychotherapist? No clients yet. First of all, body psychotherapist, I immediately read that and would like to hear more. Okay, I would love to hear more about that. That is cool. Okay, will you be successful as a newly qualified body psychotherapist? And, just because there's no clients yet is that key word there. Okay. Oh my goodness, there it is again. We're going to go to the Sacred Traveler Oracle for you, Chris L. You're most welcome, Phantom Punk. And Kimberly found some feathers on your path. How interesting. Okay. Chris L. Wow. Whew, skin. Whew, I need to fan off here. Okay. Chris L., if you're asking yes or no, the answer is yes. You have a bit of a journey with this here, I'll say, but and it might have a little bit to do, Chris L., with expectation. Okay. And the reason I said that, look at these two. You've got two major arcana cards. I was just talking about the world. So, Chris L., around the Emperor here, there are maybe some expectations that you have that are a little bit set in stone here. Okay. The Emperor is a kind of a stabilized energy, but the Emperor can also be a bit set in their ways. Maybe there's a little bit of touch of stubbornness there about, I'm going to take this path and this is how it has to work out. Okay. This is how it has to work out with the Emperor. You're not going to change the Emperor's mind here, right? Now, I'm feeling these energies in you. So I think there's an opportunity here. Look at all the spheres, the spherical energy, the full circle moments that are available to you here. The world card looks like a portal that you can walk through. It's time to maybe let some of those expectations that I'm sensing in this energy of how this is going to go, or how even you define success, some of those are coming to a close. Okay. They need to be left behind because they might be blocking you from opening up now. So when you're thinking about being the body psychotherapist, I'm getting a couple things like, is this in person? Is this like a remote kind of thing where you do it remotely? Or it could be both. All right. Open up to the ways in which you can serve your clients. And also, I get to maybe the way you thought you were going to serve, and maybe what you're kind of maybe even like connected to, but a little too tightly, is not the way you're going to be successful. You are going to be successful with this. You got the infinite abundance card. Abundance is pouring into your life. I just don't think it's going to look exactly the way you thought. You said it needs to start in person and then you can go online. Okay. So it may be a little different than you expect. So you're saying it needs to start in person. Have you had anybody yet come and do like, have you offered like a test for somebody to volunteer and have a session, maybe in exchange for review. All right. Because if you need to get more people to you in person, if that's something that has to be done, then you're going to need, people are going to want to see, they're going to want to read why they should come to your business, to your service. Okay. This abundance is coming in, but I think you'll have to work with some other ways of going about what you initially thought. Do you have to wait to go online? This is a question for you to reflect on. Do you have to wait to go online? All right. Ask yourself that and really get clear. Could you begin some outreach online, even if you're not offering online? Now, if you have a physical location, that's going to make a difference. I'm also getting to ask you, are you out on social media talking about this? If you're not, it might be something to begin to blend in. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just start where you feel most comfortable and begin sharing about this. And also check, I'm getting this little note, like it's like a little footnote, to check and be sure that your search engine optimization around people finding you in person and getting to know you, coming to your brick and mortar or whatever it is, coming to your place, has the location clearly in there. Okay. So whatever you've set up for people to find you, double check everything and make sure that that location, it stands out so people can get real clear on that. So those are a couple of things. And I hope that's, helpful to you, because it's a journey, right? And many times I've gotten stuck on one part of the journey, and then I realize, oh, I'm supposed to be like opening up to this other thing, and that's where the universe is trying to bring me the abundance. So just maybe scan around and see if you can figure out what that is for you. All right. Thank you so much, Chris L, for being here. Just a quick reminder, I'm going to do, I saw Mariana was here. Oh, did I miss you, Mariana? I'll do Mariana because I missed you. People want the money. Mariana, and then Girl Gone, and then we'll close up. But I want to remind everybody the next two live readings are September 7th and September 21st. So mark your calendars for that. I also will be on live at my regular time this Friday, Frequency Friday at 10 a.m. on the 29th. So I hope to see some of you there. That's a collective hangout experience, and you can come and go as you please. Okay, Mariana's here. Mariana's here. Okay, I'm going to do Mariana. Then I'm going to do Girl Gone, and then I have to be done for the evening. So I want to be sure to get these last two. So if you're asking a question after Girl Gone, I will catch you at the next live. And we're going to go, for you, Mariana, we're going to go to the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle here. And I am sorry, I went out of order. Thank you for saying I'm here. All right, September. Is it coming in for Mariana? Big money in September. Okay, let's see. All right, I can see something is changing for you, Mariana. You got the Hanged Man here, first and foremost. Now, this energy, to some, on the surface level, can feel a little bit stuck. But honestly, it is a unique opportunity to have a perspective change. So this isn't to say that you don't deserve big money or big money isn't important. But much like I got for Phantom Punk, there seems to be a larger energy shift going on within you relating to your ability to manifest, receive, give, that whole cycle of abundance coming in. So there's some sort of lesson in here that I think I'm really getting that the eclipse energy for you, Mariana, is going to be important. The eclipses that are coming in September. Be sure to look up the dates of those, because I think you might be able to have like a unique, like just a little ceremony or a little manifestation ritual for yourself during these times. You're I don't think this is, again, I expect the unexpected. I don't think this is going to come through in the way you originally thought, but you are opening your heart to it, and you're also willing to have a perspective change with this hangman. And look, the energies are down here flowing around, and you're like stirring it with your hand. Okay. So don't feel like you have to rush to grab anything here. Let it kind of come to you. Keep the momentum, get with the flow here. Now, I will say also, it feels like what is going to happen for you is going to bring you a lot of peace of mind. The Six of Swords is about coming out of like a really rocky time or choppy waters, maybe even a little bit dangerously uncomfortable for you, into something more peaceful. It's kind of like the worst of it's over. Okay, the worst of it's over, and you're going to be going on to more peaceful times. So if that means that security and abundance comes in for you, then that's what I'm seeing here, and it makes you feel more at peace, possibly even more safe, more stable and safe in the world, right? Okay. So you got number 12, the frequency of change, which supports our ability to gracefully dance with the forever changing nature of reality. Now, remember earlier I said these timelines are kind of shifting? For you, Mariana, I feel specifically like there's a timeline, and it's like beginning to flow towards you. It's getting closer and closer and closer. And it's almost like it's your organic timeline. Okay. So you've been through the past marriage, the divorce, a lot of chaos energy. Okay. And you're coming out the other side of that. Again, you're much like, I'm getting this similar energy for a lot of you, where you're coming out the other side, you're starting to see the light. It's going to come through for you, but you're changed, you're different, right? And there's a different relationship to this energy. It's more about how you feel in the energy, and this organic timeline, Mariana, is coming right for you. And all you have to do is like, literally, I feel like you're going to step over a line, like an energetic line, and you'll be in this new organic timeline. And that's where you feel more at peace. And it says here that we can appreciate the ever changing nature of reality, both inward and outward. So that would be that outward of like the money shows up, what you need shows up. It makes you feel safe. You're not in that chaotic energy. You're not in that survival mode. You can relax. You can breathe deeper, so that you can appreciate the sweet release of the old and the birth of the new. And I'll just show you the little symbol here. The beautiful, it feels like it's one of those speakers. It's like a vibrational energy for you. And I really see that organic timeline coming in. And believe me, we get stuck on these other timelines, these inverted timelines. We get kind of stripped of our natural timeline at times. And I feel like you're going to be stepping back over into the one that brings you the peace. Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much, Mariana. And thank you for speaking up, because sometimes, like when I'm reading the comments, it's hard to keep track. And so I'm sorry I went a little bit out of order there. I apologize for that, but thank you so much for saying something. Okay, Girl Gone, Duffner, thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for sticking with me at the last Frequency Friday, Girl Gone, because I had some technical stuff and I figured it all out. But there are like 3 parts to my last Frequency Friday because it got interrupted and cut off twice. Oh boy, but I figured it out, and it's all fixed now and resolved, so I'm not getting kicked out anymore. All right, but you would like to know, will the path that I'm choosing, my path that I choose, come true? All right. Will the path that you're choosing come true? Let's get this Sacred Traveler Oracle for you. And then, yes. Thank you, Kimberly. Kimberly's just reminding people, I do these from my heart. But if you feel called, if you really resonated with your message and you would like to offer a gift or a tip, some of you, I know you got money coming in. So if you have no money, please don't try to give me money if you have no money, right? But if you feel called and you have a little extra, a little something, and you want to donate to the channel and to me being able to continue to do this, it is so much appreciated, but not expected. But thank you, Kimberly, also for reminding people of that. Ooh, okay. Girl gone. This is coming for you, okay? Absolutely, absolutely. The path that you're choosing is coming, okay? But it also is related to a lesson and releasing something here too. So let's start. Let's do what, bad news, good news, which first? Let's do bad news first. Okay. And it's really not bad news, the Five of Pentacles, but it does show here for you the opportunity to resolve some abandonment wounding once and for all. Okay. And this has not been small for you. What you see in this card here is a door with a lock. You see the key over here, and the person here kind of, a bit depressed, a bit upset, a bit closed off, or maybe even just trying to protect themselves from the energies of abandonment, rejection, those fears. And the key, though it's in the background, looks quite large. There has been a lot of heaviness that you've been working through, and you've been integrating a new way of moving. I want to say moving, where you can lift this key, unlock this door, and get to that Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, that's where exchange is moving, things are flowing. There's that give and receive cycle that's coming into being, coming into balance. And so it's all happening through this portal of the shadow of abandonment, rejection, you know, feeling left out, feeling forgotten, feeling a lack of importance in the world. Okay. So there's big lessons behind this, but look what you get next. Woo! I love this. The High Priestess. Oh my goodness. So, what a beautiful card to get for you as far as your path coming true. Not only is it coming true, you are directly and deeply intuitively connected to this path. You know it's your path. You know without a shadow of a doubt it's your path. And you are embodied and empowered in that path. The High Priestess has a very important role in the archetypes of the tarot. She guards the gate to the Garden of Eden. All right. And so your Eden awaits. You're the guardian of the actual gate. Now, what's happening is that it's time for you to begin to turn around and walk through the gate that you've been guarding here, right? Having done the work and having released some of those woundings of the past, integrated the lesson part of it, right? The part that makes you more wise and even more aligned with your intuition. And it's time for you to go into the garden. And who waits in the garden? The number 3 after this is the Empress. So I feel that movement of you actually turning around. You no longer have to guard the gate. You did before, but now you don't have to have that responsibility, because there's an energy here that when you walk through the gate, it will seal behind you. And those energies from the past that you're not meant to carry with you on this new part of your journey, on your new path, you're not going to carry. You're not taking anything into the garden that's going to spoil it. I almost get like the analogy, you know how when you fly to Hawaii, so this is a thing. If you don't know, I'll just kind of share it. It's like when you fly to Hawaii, you have to like sign a paper that you're not bringing in any like seeds or different things that might spoil the ecosystem. That's what it's like for you. You've got like, this garden, this new garden of you, of your energies, of how you're going to be. And you're not going to let the GMO stuff, you're not going to let it, it's got to be organically yours. You're not letting any of that other stuff come in. Right. So nothing's going to get through the gate that isn't in agreement or in alignment with that. And So what's cool about what I'm seeing for you as well is this, you're right on top of it. You're right on top of it. It reminds me of like the Matrix when the key master tells Neo, you'll know which door. Same for you. You're uncovering the treasure, and it says, beneath the surface lies great bounty. And honestly, it's the treasure and it's the gold, right? Because dragons, guard the gold and the jewels and the precious things. It's all those things about you. And that's the path you're walking, the preciousness of yourself and what you have to offer the world, right? What you have to also celebrate for yourself, right? Not just what you're giving, because I feel like there may have been some abandonment connected to over giving in the past in a direction that didn't fill you back up. And so this is uncovering that treasure from the perspective of, I'm feeling it from the inside out. I feel the gold and the worth and the value of myself. And so this path, once you walk through this gate and onto into your garden and onto your path by the river and where everything is lush and beautiful, right? Energetically speaking, that's what you've alchemized. That's what you've done. Yeah. And your dragon. There's your dragon there. I love it. Yeah. Letting go the things that don't align. Yeah. And it looks like it's connected to abandonment there. Could be self-abandonment, could be, usually it is, or just the feelings that have been triggered in situations with others. But it's looking good. A lot of you have been doing a lot of good work, I can tell. I feel like over the past few months it's been kind of challenging. It's been kind of hard. We've had, and we still have challenges coming up, but when we're walking our paths with these updated, upgraded versions of ourselves and we're leaving behind the energies, we're stepping into creator mode. We're stepping into creative mode and we're courageously walking that path. Thank you so much for everyone who joined tonight and for coming on to ask questions. If I did miss anyone, I don't know if I did, but I'll go back through the live chat. I would like to welcome you the next time around on the 7th or the 21st of September. Can you believe we're almost there? Oh my goodness. AM, hello. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Kimberly, for moderating. I know Jason was here too. I appreciate you both so much. And I wish you all a lovely rest of your weekend and a powerfully abundant week ahead. All right. Take care. I'll see you next time.